Hello and welcome to Breezy Chatter. Today I'm going to be talking about the bold and the beautiful, but first and foremost, thank you to those who have subscribed to my channel, and let's get started. So it looks like Thomas was daydreaming after all, because we all know that there's no way that Hope would give Thomas a kiss. Or would she? Because although he was daydreaming about it, we've seen Hope checking Thomas out. And this week we got to see her checking him out yet again, but this time with Paris. Thomas was changing his shirt, and Hope and Paris happened to walk in and catch him. And although Hope did leave the room this time, she was in the next room with Paris, and all Paris could do was talk about how hot Thomas is. And Paris wouldn't stop talking about Thomas until Hope agreed that Thomas was hot as well. But it didn't stop there. Messy Paris had to go and tell Thomas that Hope thinks that he's hot. Now, we all know this is the kind of encouragement that Thomas does not need. Let's hope Liam doesn't find out, because I'm sure he will be none too pleased to hear that his wife thinks that Thomas is attractive. And speaking of Liam, he decided to pay a visit to Douglas. And we have our old Douglas back. It was great seeing him this week. And he is playing his part so well. And what Douglas wants more than anything is to have his family together, his mother, his father, and his little sister Beth. And that leaves Liam out in the cold. So Liam pays a visit to Douglas in hopes to convince him to come back home. And Eric was there, and so was Donna. And Douglas looked to Grandpa Eric and he says, "Do I have to go back?" And Eric said, "No, you don't." And he made it quite clear to Liam that he does not want to go back to the cabin. He wants to stay with his real father. No shade, but I had to laugh when he said, "I want to spend time with my real father." You're just a stand-in, make no mistake about it. This is the wake-up call that Liam needs to know that Douglas wants to be there. He's not being held prisoner. He wants to be there with his father, okay? I hope that's soaking into Liam's brain. We'll have to wait and see if it actually takes effect. But in Liam's defense, I will say that this week we got to see Thomas acting a little weird. And I think he's trying his best to do the right thing and to behave the right way. But there was a scene where Hope had tried on a design, and he went back to those thoughts he was having about Hope kissing him. When he touched her, he sort of stopped himself, told himself to stop thinking those thoughts. And he didn't say it to himself in his mind. He said it aloud, and Hope heard him, and she's turning and she's looking at him like, is everything all right? Thomas will be better off to spend less time with Hope, not more time. So we're going to see how Thomas handles these thoughts of being with Hope, these thoughts of kissing her, and the way Douglas is encouraging them to spend more time together. I'm just waiting for the moment where Thomas realizes this is going to do more harm than good. I hope he doesn't do something that would give Liam and Brooke the satisfaction of saying, "I told you he's unstable, he's sick, he's this, he's that," because Thomas has come such a long way. And if memory serves, the reason he was acting a little loopy in the past was because of a brain tumor, which was removed. So what's the reason now? Is there a tumor regrowth? Was it not the tumor that was making him have these thoughts and hearing these voices? At least he's not hearing voices now, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But speaking of him hearing voices, guess what resurfaced this week? The Hope mannequin. And of course, Hope sees it, and Thomas knew it was back there. And she's like, "What is this doing here?" And he said he doesn't know. Someone brought it up. He was wondering the same thing. And I'm just wondering, if you knew it was there, why didn't you have it removed, Thomas? I just feel like we're going back to that place where Thomas was unstable. And I feel like for those of you who didn't like the whole storyline of Thomas being insane, myself included, we're going to get a whiff of that again. We're going to see more of that. It's just a question of how far are things going to go. And speaking of unstable and insane, we have Sheila, who has learned that Brooke and Ridge are on the rocks. And of course, she is very territorial where it comes to Deacon. I mean, her freedom rests on the fact that Deacon is allowing her to stay at his place. So I don't think she's going to allow Brooke to interfere with the good thing that she has going. And there have been talks about Sheila being jealous of Brooke. And little does Sheila know, Deacon wasted no time shooting his shot. He proposed to Brooke. Brooke laughed and said, thank you, but no thank you, and sent him on his way. But if Sheila found that out, I don't know what she would do. And then we have Dollar Bill, speaking of Brooke being on the market, but not quite because she's still married to Rich. The divorce is not finalized. We have Bill shooting his shot, and Brooke turned him down also. She said the only man she wants to be with is Rich. And we know that it's only a matter of time before the truth reveals itself, before everyone finds out what Thomas did. There have been talkings about maybe Paris outing him. Who knows, maybe Douglas will out him because, Douglas tells no lies. So if Douglas finds out, he will certainly tell. And we'll just have to wait and see how this storyline unfolds. How crazy are things going to get? And will Thomas really go off the rails this time? And what will be the excuse? That is my commentary. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and leave comments. Thank you for your time. Until next time, ta-ta.